The Indian Hill Foundation is proud to present Brave Service Award.
My name is Dennis Dupps. I've been at the Indian Hill School District since 1969. That was my first hired year. I was 21 years old. I'm in my 53rd year at Indian Hill High School. I've been here long enough now that I've had students of students continue to have that. That's kind of a thrill. I started right out of college and I've never left home. I taught summer school, and then in the fall I was hired to teach mechanical drawing 1, 2, 3, and 4. In 1975, our art classes didn't have a photography class. So I was an amateur photographer, and I thought, well, I'll include a class in that. So when I started coaching in 1969-70, I coached for 3 years, and we were CHL champions for 3 years. So in the 80s is when I got interested in computer science and recertified. And also, we had computers just in a couple spots in the building. I remember the first one appeared in the library and you had to sign it out. So that was kind of interesting. In the 90s, we networked our district so that there was a computer in every classroom, as well as a computer laboratory in each building. And the teachers had a workstation, and the workstation also had a television.
We can distribute news programs or panel discussions like this throughout the buildings.
So that started my interest in what kind of media can we put on these televisions.
Hi, and welcome to the first ever Indian Hill Middle School News Report.
I had a very avid videography student named Anthony DeMarco, who I had for 4 years working in the video program. He had a vision of doing televised sports. In 1997, we produced our first football game. And it was done dragging a bunch of computer monitors down to the football stadium, and it was quite a monster setup.
Here's a replay of it. The quarterback rolls out, is not pressured. The quarterback gets off a good pass to the corner of the end zone. The receiver goes up and caught the ball, looking right into his hands. Excellent play.
And musicals and anything that we could do. So that got me started with the track to add more.
We'll be bringing you the game tonight on the Indian Hill Television Network.
The CHL on IHTN is brought to you by the Indian Hill Boosters.
What's been added since we moved from the old building to the new building is additional space for our video technology program.
I am a lifelong learner, and if there's an opportunity for me to learn something new, then I'm excited about that. And as a result of that, technology provides that newness every year. I would not be where I am today without the quality of the students that come through the program. You give them opportunities, you give them the tools and the resources, and they can run with it. We were running all analog standard definition video. With the help of Mr. Ginn, who is one of my biggest supporters over the years to help me upgrade all of this. Everything that we started producing in 2009 to the present day is high definition, and that just changed the world. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were ready with the technology and the skills to operate the equipment so that we could live stream events that across the district that was useful, because as an example, we could have sports but we couldn't have spectators. We could have board meetings but we couldn't have spectators. So we became a valuable resource to provide service for our community. That need of my services is what drives me to want to do more. And so when anyone asks me, can we do this? The answer is always yes. I know I'll find a way to do it. These are some of the closest friends that I've made over my lifetime. They make me proud to know that I had a part in their success.
Quick side note, I took technical drawing 1, 2, 3, and 4 in high school. I could go on, but I'm here to introduce Brian Shaw and Tony Harris for the personal introduction.
Denny Dupps, 53 years at Indian Hill. I'm aware of that has an autographed copy of the Bible. Denny's wife, Alma, was talking to me prior to this, and she said this is going to be a very exciting evening for Denny. But don't go by her. She said it on their wedding night.
Denny, I tried, as usual. Just 53 years, you know, it's a perspective on that, the street guy here. You know, you think about that. So Denny shows up in June of '69, in June of '70, first graduating class. Those people right now are 70 years old. And we always talk about grandparents basically being the people we're talking to. That's our audience when we're talking about kids. So we're excessively kind when we're doing sporting events. But you think about it, Epirixie, Mayor Epirixie is here tonight. Somebody that was a student at Denny's. Sam Adams, founder and now retired. Jim Cook, another one that came through here. Those were just awkward teenagers when Denny was in his tenure.
Now, several people who wanted to be here tonight could not send me some emails. Wanted me to read it. Now, here's one from Kim Jong-un. I won't do that. Here's one from the Smithsonian Institute. They say, Mr. Duffs, thank you for considering us for your future donation, but we have 5 dinosaurs whose livers are in better shape than yours. Denny Duffs is a treasure, and he gives of himself so others can live their dreams and attain their goals. And it's a privilege to call him my friend, and I'm privileged to be able to work with him on IHTN.
Yeah, when I think about Denny, I think about forever young and being viable, you know, and it's interesting, when I have trouble with this, I go to my kids, Colin and Megan Shaw, and ask for help. When IH kids need help with 3D printers or advanced audio coding or suppressed B-rolls, whatever that is, they go to Denny. And Denny's the go-to guy, and I think it's unbelievable from a tech standpoint. Denny, the other thing I would say is amazing in this environment where there are high expectations. 53 years. There's a tremendous amount to be said. 53 years of parents supporting you, 53 years of kids supporting you. And if anybody wants to know how you deal with technology and mass communications and don't get in trouble for 53 years, then you'll be having the duels out in the lobby a little bit later today. Denny, thanks for everything you've done for this school.
Well, thank you very much. I'm given 1 minute. I had this scroll of speech that I had. My wife would let me bring it. So, the important thing here, I believe, is the number of people that I've met just here tonight that were connected in so many different ways. I want to first of all thank the foundation for having the support of all of us that are in education, because without them, we couldn't have some of these programs and these tools. It's so important. Thanks to Larry, my former student and my all-star. I've got a bunch of them, and a lot of you who are out there, but he's the video guy. This is like video thing. This is ice class. But Larry put that package together, and I was very surprised, and he did a very good job. And Anthony DeMarco, who we mentioned, was my first student in video, and highly critical. He said Larry did a good job. So. I'd like to thank my 2 presenters, my longtime sports announcers. Without them, you know, our programs wouldn't be very entertaining. I mean, obviously, you're going to watch the sports and you're going to watch what happens there. But the commentation, well, you know Tony already, you know, he entertains. And that's important. That helps. And then Brian has a lot of the technical sides of things and breaks things down. And I love to watch the game back because I learn a lot about the sport and about what's going on. So they do their homework. They take it seriously, as we all do. When we started with Anthony DeMarco, and those, well, what a day that was, moving all that stuff down. But we got it done, and we've come a long way. If you saw that video of all of the different kinds of equipment that we have, and as as he was mentioned in there, my supporters, my key helpers, Mr. Ginn, who's over here, who, became, well, I guess it was about 2008, we started reworking that van, which had been reworked about 5 times, and upgrading and trying to get a better quality. And finally, in 2010, I think it was, we got our first HD camera, and voila, the rest just happened. Dr. Knudsen was instrumental in getting me my start in the HD system, and now we've got 3 of them. Well, one a new one that we're going to talk about in a little bit. I'd like to thank my guests that came, former students, my partner, Ron Lefker, my coach at high school wrestling coach. He was the coach, I was the assistant that got the 3 EHL, not CHL wins, and he's here today to support me, and he's been like my brother. So for a lifetime, we're connected. Who else out here? Tom Slater's here. We went to grade school together. High school, we separated to college. He went to Miami. I went to Moorhead. But we reconnected back at Indian Hill, and he had a long legacy as well, a bunch of students and things that he did here. Friends, family, my family's here. All of them couldn't be here. I have 10 grandkids. I have my son that's in Seattle. I have another son who's now he's going to Tennessee with his dad. So I have a very big family and a very happy one. And so with that, I'm just going to keep it short and just say thank you all for being here to support me and the endeavors that I do. And I've changed a lot over these years. So some of my students, like Doug Larson and Robbie Zesh, we had a whole different kind of a club back then. We weren't doing video. We were doing photography and other things. And it just evolved. And I'm still evolving, trying to find myself. So thank you very much.
Denny, we also have an amazing surprise gift to share this evening, thanks to Steve Ginn. He is a longtime partner of the district's pursuit of excellence and a generous supporter of the Indian Hill Foundation. Steve's gift of a new remote mobile production TriCaster system this evening is for IHTN to use immediately. This gift of cameras and accessories is an incredible $30,000 gift in honor of Denny Duffs. This will transform Indian Hill's ability to provide remote broadcasts and drone photography. In alignment with the district's strategic plan, this equipment will give our students hands-on experience with leading-edge technology. So thank you, Steve, again, for your generosity.
One more thing, there's so many people here that could be thanked. My assistant now is Steve Overberg's in the back, and his son Michael, who's in my club, and his wife Katie are here. And I would be remiss not acknowledge them because they are what keep this program going forward. And I can't thank you enough. It's been great.